One of the things that I wanted to talk about was sound coming from the soundboard. When we were in the ball, a lot of the sound came from the board. I plugged into the board, but I also had the boom with me all the time, because every time you see a character who's not on the microphone there, you really need to get their sound to make it feel real. Otherwise, you would just have nothing. Also, a lot of times, if you plug into a soundboard, you could listen, and this just happened to me a few weeks ago. Sound was perfect when they did the sound check, and then during the production, there were buzzes, there were hums, there were all kinds of things that I had no control over. So I took my boom, and I unplugged from the board quickly, and I went to a speaker, and I got the sound off the speaker. And it was a situation where I couldn't actually go up. It was 4 New Yorker cartoonists talking with David Remnick, the editor of the New Yorker, so I couldn't just like run up to the stage and say, "Excuse me, David, I know this doesn't look good for the 200 people in the audience, but here I am, I want to get good sound." But it's like really important to always have a shotgun mic or something with you in case all else fails, you at least get the scene. And the boom, it's like if you have a choice, the boom, the shotgun mic, as close to somebody as you can get, usually will sound better than a lavalier. And like now, I don't even know where the mic is, but here it is. It's like I'm wearing all black, and this is out, and you don't really see it. But another thing, I think things are changing a little bit, but it used to be on a documentary, it's as though we weren't there. So we hide the mic all the time. There are a lot of tricks for hiding a mic. On a woman, I usually put it like right on her bra, whatever. But no matter what, if somebody's putting on their makeup and putting on their clothes, you're going to hear all kinds of clothing rustle. On the boom, that will sound fine. The boom, like right outside of the shot, as close as you can get to that person, that will sound fine. Shep's mic, it's a directional mic. It's not that much of a shotgun. I don't use it outside usually, but a lot of times I use it inside. It doesn't have, do you know what reach of a microphone is? It's like how far away you can be to get something really clear. It doesn't have as much reach as probably the microphones you're using or as the Sennheiser that I use a lot, but that's the bad part. The good part is it's not as directional, so that you can get more people talking. You can get like both sides of a conversation more easily. You don't have to be as perfect. So that's, for a lot of situations like that, or group situations, that's what I'll use. Sometimes that's just life. There are shadows, the boom was in the shot once, I saw it, but this didn't even go into the film. But on the beach, you have to worry about shadows, either your camera shadows, your body shadows, or boom shadows. There's wind, and this is a windscreen I use most of the time, but I have a Zeppelin, an even bigger windscreen to go on the mic. But it's like you still hear the wind, you hear everything. Every little thing that you hear from me brings you deeper into the scene, whether it's the suctioning or just whatever it was. And the other thing was the midwives, you don't really hear it in the background, but they were like, what an intense job that is. They had Bollywood on the soundtrack, like these Bollywood movies all the time. And it's like, that's when you go, can I ask them to turn this off? And it's not like asking somebody in a middle-class house in New York to turn off their refrigerator. It's like, this is what these women need to like deal with. The last month, the month before we filmed, there were 11 maternal deaths in 1 month. This is what they need to do their job. So there's Bollywood on the soundtrack. Sometimes you just have to be there. I work on features a lot, and there's one producer that I work with who will like go out into the field. I was in Albania doing a film in Albania, and there are like animals, there are like cars, like cars from the like 50s, sounds that you'd never hear. And I was on set with the actors, so I couldn't do a lot of that. And the producer would just like run around with an Edirol, and sometimes I'd give him a shotgun mic to put on it, and he got like all the sound for post-production. You don't have to be a sound person to do that. You just have to have like headphones and a microphone and kind of instincts of what will be needed, and it's a great idea. You could send, if you're working with a family, you could send the kid out, you know. You could teach a kid how to do it and send them out to gather sounds. And whatever you get is going to be interesting and something, you know, in Korea or in Zambia or wherever. It's something that you'd never be able to get back here.